Hey bottom pushers, my name is Nick and welcome back to the life and suffering of Sir Brante. It's been a few days, we took a few days away, my beard is now miraculously more shaped, my hair is a lot shorter, we're back at it. This is the last thing we're going to do for the Noble playthrough. We've done everything else. The last thing we need to do is we need to claim our space as the rightful heir of the Brante family. Now, you might be thinking, hey Nick, hey, you've done that before. And, well, yes, you're right, I did kill Stephan and take his place at the heir of the family. It didn't count. I killed him for nothing. Because I killed him, then the family fell apart. What we need to do, I need to have enough unity going into that I kill him, but we still end up ennobled by the sword. Because then I get to write the family name in the book, and I go down in history as the heir of the Brante family. However, unity is the problem, so I'm going to have to go right the way back to childhood again. I'm going to get reborn, and we are going to focus on unity. So I still need to focus on things like perception, determination, nobility, because obviously the noble lot, but I need to grab unity wherever I can. And hopefully this works out. So there's going to be a lot of jumping about in this. So a lot of stuff I will give very, very brief notes on, and then we'll skip right past it. Some things I will just breeze past entirely. So if you haven't seen any of the other videos, there's plenty of them. Go back and watch them, and then you'll know what's going on. Let's get reborn, shall we? Niklaus Brante has been reborn an ungodly amount of times at this point. I should really have been keeping a tally. That would have been interesting. So everything I need to bear in mind, which is ridiculous. Reputation, wealth, unity, perception, determination, nobility. These are the 6 things I need to bear in mind throughout this whole thing if I'm going to stand a chance of doing this. I swear to God, if I get to peacetime and this doesn't work, I'm going to be livid. Livid. Okay, so kick things off at birth, I am going to reach out... I'm going to reach out to the palm because I think there's more chances to get determination. First decision and I'm already second guessing myself. This is a good start. Okay, so left in a bush by Gloria and Stephan playing hide and seek. I'm gonna find my way home. So crawl my little way back to the house until we find Mother and get me some sweet, sweet determination. So the song with Gloria in the Great Descent, we are going to finish that properly and get a little vision of the twins. I said that there's more chances to get determination. It's been equal. 100% equal up to this point with perception and determination. I was just talking out of my arse. Okay, I'm gonna, with a lot of suffering, so I'm being punished for hitting Stephan because how dare I, filthy common child that I am, lay my hands on a noble child. I'm gonna deny my guilt. So that will bring my determination and perception in line with each other. Well, so far, nothing has affected unity. This might. No, not at all. Okay, so Gloria's in trouble. I'm going to complain about her. Evil, evil Gloria, leaving me alone to write heathenous poetry. Blah. Unity just went down by itself. For God's sake. It's because of the sacrament. Gloria and Stephan received their first sacrament and Stephan was acting like a prick. So, obviously Unity takes a hit. Alright, newborn's cry. So, little baby Nathan's been born. Oh! I should have accepted my punishment, then I could have done this. Sod it. Shut up. Stop judging me. And I'm going to accept my punishment. I will take the hit on willpower, and Lydia's going to be grateful. Cheers, Mum. Well, now I can't even complain about Gloria, or comfort her. I might, because perception's already on 2, I might just leave the room, because then I get willpower. And I don't really want to be in minus willpower. Now we can hug Mother. So she's about to lose her shit and start flinging Nathan around the room, which is, you know, bad parenting. So we're going to go over and hug her, which gets our unity up. Because we're a good son. Toy soldiers, I'm going to deny my guilt. No, I'm not. I'm going to tell him the truth. So tell him that the snooty little kid pushed me, so I pushed him back. And I'm not sorry. Yeah, I think I just get flogged for this, but I get determination. So it's all good. It's worth the beating. Gregor Bronte's come home and is being Gregor Bronte. He's thrown my tin soldiers in the fire. I can't rescue them, which I'd like to do because my determination is nowhere near high enough. Watch them melt, my perception's not high enough. I'm going to have to strike him. It's going to kill me, but it gets my determination and perception up. And I think I think that's okay. I'm pretty sure I can afford to die at this stage, because I know I don't want to save Sophia. Well, I don't need to save Sophia, so that saves me a death. Pretty sure there's no deaths I experienced during youth, and I think there's maybe a couple in peacetime, ironically, so we'll go for it. Oh, that's made Gregor dislike me a little bit. Because last time I was his bestie. I can fully live with not being his bestie, the man's a penis. So, an illustrious guest. Gregor Brante has bought a new lady home to set up with father, despite mother being right there, because Gregor Brante, ladies and gentlemen. I basically can either take the hit on willpower, take the hit on reputation but gain perception, or take the hit on unity and gain reputation. As unity, I know it makes sense to take the hit on unity and gain reputation, but I don't want to do that. My perception is just way too low at the moment. I'm going to take the hit on reputation and gain the perception. I feel like I've really screwed this already. Yeah, I'm going to take the hit on reputation and just gain the perception, because I need the perception. This isn't going particularly well so far. Taken a couple of days away from Sever and I've clearly forgotten how to do it. I can actually do stuff with a kaleidoscope this time. Yay, because I have 10 willpower. So, instead of playing with the kaleidoscope all day, I'm going to return to my studies, lose 5 willpower, but gain some much needed determination. Clawing it back, little by little. That's given me enough determination to do Father's Sword. Not do Father's Sword, that would just be wrong and painful. I'm going to ask Father to teach me about fencing, which knocks me down to -5 willpower, but, again, much needed determination. And having the fencing lesson will help me later on in life. It's recently done an update, which I think is the first update it's done since it got released. But one thing it does do, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it most of the time because I think it might be covered by my face cam, but the Destiny tab does this new thing now, where every time something happens, it just glistens, which, is good, but also really annoying. I mean, it's good because it ticks things off the list, but it's still quite annoying, and I don't think I can turn it off. Back to the matter at hand, and we're on Sweet Temptation. Seriously? I can only lie? Oh no. Guess that's happening then. So I convinced Grandfather that I was trying to stop Gloria from eating the sweeties. I don't think we've ever done this before, so I'm going to read through this one. You stand up and start talking. Yes, Gloria was telling the truth. You were trying to stop her. Grandfather tilts his head as he keeps you transfixed by his inhospitably bitter gaze. Then why did you hide behind the armchair like a petty thief? It was all Gloria, you tell him. She told you to hide. Gloria looks at you with pain and disappointment when you say this. Grandfather nods, satisfied by your answer. He tells you to stay and watch him punish Gloria. For the first time in your life, you see somebody else being punished. Her skin split apart by Grandfather's walking stick, her clothes getting soaked in blood as she writhes in agony. Night comes, but Gloria's sobbing keeps you awake. You go to her bedroom and try and calm her down, but a muffled "Go away!" is her only reaction. She lied to Grandfather for you, so why is she angry with you now? Mother takes Gloria to church the next morning. They return late in the afternoon and Gloria begs Father on her knees for forgiveness. She will never ever take what she doesn't deserve by birth, she pleads. She doesn't look at you, not even once. I'm sorry. I had to do it. The game made me do it. Okay, sacrament time. I'm going to do what I've done every other time, pretty much. Apart from maybe a couple of times I didn't. I'm just going to kiss the sword because I want the nobleman's sacraments. Okay, knocks down my perception a little bit, but gets me the determination. I'm truly worried that I have screwed this beyond repair. But I've thought this before and things have worked out okay, so we'll just have to wait and see. But either way, that's childhood done. Okay, now we can start building up our nobility. Our first introduction to Thomas, the boy next door, the bigger boy next door. His little brother has beaten up my little brother. I have to go out and see to this business, so I'm going to come at Thomas and give him a beating. But it's okay, because we will be bestest friends in the whole wide world. For the rest of time. Until I inevitably have to let him die in the future. But until then, best buds. Okay, so Sophia, it's her time to die and get trampled to death by many horses. So with the return of Stephan to the house, albeit temporarily, dinner hasn't gone well and Gloria ends up being the servant for the family. So I'm going to make small talk over dinner because nobility. I was thinking of joining Gloria, thinking it would get me unity, but it doesn't. It just gets me willpower, and I should care about willpower, but I don't care about willpower right now. So making small talk it is. The night before my exams at school, I am going to focus on law and history because, again, nobility. Nothing else helps with unity or reputation or anything. I'm back up to neutral willpower because I kept Octavian Melanidas's handkerchief as a memento. So with Sons of the Nobility, there is a boy called Diedrich at school who's been bullying Sweet Thomas, and we're in a situation where we can stop it. Normally in the nobility run-throughs, I've challenged Diedrich to a fight because it boosts my nobility. However, I think I might shake Diedrich's hand, because honestly, the friendship with Thomas really isn't important. My relation goes up with Robert, and the family reputation goes up, so you know what? He's right. Being friends with the Sons of Nobles can benefit your family. Sorry, Thomas, you should have been born less poor. Diedrich, Thomas, and the entire school sees you shake his hand. There's truth in what you said. You're both children of nobles. Being friends with your peers is good for the family and your father's standing. The secretary's son hand is cold and moist. Well, Thomas winces when he sees you shake the boy's hand. A satisfied smile appears on Diedrich's face. Now that he's gotten what he wanted, he signals to his friends to let Thomas go. Thomas gets back to his feet, looks you straight in the eye, and shakes his head in disappointment. I didn't ask you about that, Niklaus. Why you? Thomas avoids you for the rest of the day. When the lessons end, he quickly packs up and leaves without you. You spend the evening with Diedrich and his retinue. As it turns out, the children of noblemen aren't so bad when you get to know them. They're simply afraid for their status and eager to avoid being mixed with the lowborn boys. Not Diedrich himself, however. His stupidity and bravado are astonishing. He clearly became their leader through sheer audacity and overconfidence. However, you always remember exactly why you need his friendship. Several days pass, and then Diedrich invites you to his family's house. You inform father of the invitation. You made friends with the City Hall Secretary's son? Oh, this may bode well for our family. Well done. I will accompany you there. Both of you travel to the City Hall district when the time comes. The Secretary's house is larger and more luxuriously decorated than your family's. There's even a garden in front of it, planted in imported soil. Diedrich pompously introduces you to his father, a balding, aloof-looking nobleman. The two fathers sip wine until the sun goes down, discussing Anazot affairs such as the Quorum Decree, the Lesser Quorums, the policies of Archduke Melanidas, and the new agenda set by Prefect Elborn. Father doesn't forget to mention that he is related to the Prefect. The two fathers part on good terms. They agree to invite each other to dinners and aid each other in work-related matters. You take the carriage back home. Father tousles your hair tipsily. Oh, this is a very good connection for our family. I'll tell your grandfather how you helped me set it up. You did very well, Niklaus. Sir Gregor will certainly appreciate this. In turn, you share a thought that's been weighing heavily on you. In order to make this acquaintance, you had to ignore your best friend Thomas for the better part of a week. What should you do now? Well, maybe you should apologise to him first. If you're truly good friends, your friendship will survive this trial. The next day, you catch up to Thomas after school. Naturally, he'd rather hurry ahead instead of talking to you. You have to keep up with him while talking, which is quite difficult. There's no reason to be angry anymore, you plead with Thomas. Those noblemen's sons have settled down. They'll never bully him again. You tell him how your father turned this fleeting acquaintance into a useful connection. You reassure Thomas that he will always be your friend, not Diedrich. He's nasty and stupid and only wants the other boys to praise him. Thomas stops when he hears you say this. He turns to you, the familiar smile beaming on his face once again. Oh, now that's interesting, Brante. So you've learned his weak spots, huh? Keep talking, and I'll see if I should forgive you. You tell Thomas about the week you spent with Diedrich. Soon the two of you are making up new names for the bullies based on what you've learned, laughing together again. His resentment soon disappears, and he stops avoiding you. This has left a mark on your relationship, but you remain friends. Oh, Thomas, you beautiful moron. The Silver Tree, so the school visit to the Silver Tree, I'm just going to leave Jen and the Redhead Pilgrim alone and approach the tree by myself because willpower, and I don't need anything else that they can offer me. The Shadow of the Past. So when it comes to Gloria's origins and Mother's revelation of said origins, I'm going to distance myself from Gloria, which is the horrible thing to do, but I need the nobility. I need the nobility real bad. Also, she already kind of hates me, so that's kind of okay. It's not kind of okay, it's awful, but it is what it is. Stephan's forbidden love. So he's been sneaking around being all naughty with a lady who's been promised to somebody else, which is not the noble way, Stephan. For shame, young man. I'm going to remind him what a noble's honour means, which ups my nobility and ups my relation with Stephan. The nobleman's lot, so Gloria's gone off to write her poems in some old ruins because that's sensible. Me and Stephan have gone to see if she's okay. She's not okay. We jump to attack mode, so I'm going to follow Stephan's orders because nobility. So I lose a little bit of willpower, but that's okay. I think I'm going to have a tough decision to make in a second though, if I remember correctly. Okay, so our reputation that I just built up a second ago is now going to take a hit, which I feel is okay because it's at the cost of raising unity. So the people who me and Stephan got in a fight with are now on trial for assaulting a nobleman. Gregor has convinced Father that they shouldn't mention Gloria at all because it would complicate the trial. We were just out for a walk and some commoners attacked Stephan, who is a noble. I'm going to convince Father to change his mind and actually tell the truth about Gloria, which we've done before, and is in fact the correct thing to do. Gregor goes down by one, but cry me a river. Gregor Brante is on his deathbed, and he has decided that he needs to go out in a literal blaze of glory, burning the family down with him. Not Robert, Robert's not there, but burning Mother alive, basically. Not caring that everyone else is still in the house. I'm going to stop him. Last couple of times I let it happen as Grandfather wished, but if I stop him, I go down to 0 willpower, but I do get nobility out of it, which puts me on 8 nobility, which is not bad. And my reputation with Gregor really doesn't bother me at the moment, so it's fine. And none of them impacted unity, which I thought they were going to do. This one, yeah, 8 nobility is not bad. It's not bad at all. With the paying the last respects to Gregor Brante, I'm going to ask for Grandfather's blessing, which I didn't think I was going to be able to do, but because my nobility is high enough, I can. That only impacts my relation with Robert and Stephan, which is a good thing. Nothing else helps with anything either way, apart from I get some willpower if I give the dagger back, but meh. With the fugitive girl, I'm going to just hide alone, so Sophia can... I mean, she's a witch, and I'm a child. What can I do that she can't? I'll just hide alone, I'll get the willpower, she can become embittered, and we can all move on with our lives. Now, a final night before we leave for the city, I'm going to max out my nobility. I'm going to spend time with Padre. And that puts me in a very good position with that. And then hopefully that'll all balance out in youth and I can actually have some half-decent stats going into that. Okay, diplomacy is 13. No, manipulation is at 4. Theology is 4. Valor is 16, which is good. Scheming is bad. I need scheming to be higher than that. A lot higher than that. Okay, so my focus now needs to be on scheming, which I know there are definitely some options of boosting that, so hopefully I'm not going to leave myself too short. But I don't know. So on my first night in the capital, I'm going to go meet the noble youths, which everything kills my willpower apart from doing nothing. But this boosts my diplomacy and manipulation. And manipulation needs it. I don't know if it does need it, but it feels like something I would need. With Luke's sermon, the Inquisitor that is talking to me, I'm going to resist him. So I'm going to resist the word of Inquisitor Jeremiah because he's talking shit. And that boosts my diplomacy, so why not? The city that never sleeps. So our group of friends we've gone out for the evening and they're kind of splitting off in different directions. I'm going to go to the secret salon because I need the scheming. I could go to the dueling club, which gives me valor, but I need scheming much. So much more. Sophia has come a-knocking, and she wants help getting somebody out of the city, so Dextra is somebody who is teaching at the college illegally, because he faked his paperwork. We need to help him get out of town, so I'm going to help her, which ups my scheming and my valor, which is good, and makes her hate me a little less, which is irrelevant, but still good for my feelings. Yep, and it is time for us to enroll in the college, albeit through force. But the college has been temporarily shut down by Igerius Monrogue. We have a revelation from the twins about the world on fire, and we see Sophia leading the Lawless. But we are going to break through the cordon into the college, so we're going to round up a group of people who are also wanting to become nobles and take matters into our own hands. Which sets us on our future path, baby. With the bond of friendship with Thomas, I'm not going to swear an oath to friendship, I'm just going to keep things as they are because it makes quite literally no difference, and I want the willpower. Our first ball as a noble enrollee, we're going to dance with a mysterious lady who, Octavia Melanidas has been giving us the eye, it would be rude not to. Thomas has pissed off Otten, but, you know, that's his problem. Who am I to stand in the way of Otten? So, Sir El Cruz is talking to us about the siege of Anazot by the rebellious Duke, and asks us what we would do if we were in control of the Legion. So, I'm going to lay siege to the palace, which is technically the wrong answer, but it gets me valor and scheming up, so I don't care. My first case involves Alice, who we know from other playthroughs to be a witch. She has been accused of being a witch and also a harlot, who was doing harloty things in front of a church or a statue, I forget. Either way, somewhere you shouldn't be harloting. We're going to release her because nothing else really makes a difference, and also this gives me plus 10 willpower. I have graduated. I am a nobleman now, and as is per college tradition, there is a fencing tournament, and I'm going to dedicate the fight to my father because that means I'm going to win. And Octavia Melanidas is intrigued. I don't think that matters this playthrough. I don't think her relations with me actually matter, but it's still nice to be, you know, liked. And that is the end of youth. And now we move on to peacetime to see if this has actually worked, or whether I need to go back and do it all over again, which I really, really hope is not the case. How are we looking? Our unity is currently at 8. Reputation, not doing so good. I need to do something about that practically immediately. Reputation needs to be 8. That's what I need to work on. Unity only needs to be 3 or above. So at the moment we're good. Really good. Wealth needs to be 5, which at the moment it is... what is it at the moment? It's at 5 at the moment. Okay, so ideally I don't want to take a hit on wealth, and I need a boost in reputation. So my first night back home, I'm going to find out how Mother's doing, which, spoilers, not well. I'm thinking I probably need to lean towards career as opposed to justice, because reputations are all encircled in the nobility, their reputation. So career is going to make them like me a bit more. I'm going to try and keep it kind of balanced because I don't want to trigger anything massive either way, but we'll see. Yes, I'll get acquainted with the judges, and then I'll try next time I'll go for justice and we'll try and balance it out that way, if we can. Because it's when it gets down to 2, it'll trigger the bad thing for either side, which I do not want. Reception at the Brante residence. I'm going to talk about my victory in the tournament because reputation +2, which is sorely needed. Okay, with a rock and a hard place, I am gonna... what am I going to do here? I'm going to go out on a punt here and I'm going to defend Gloria, because if things go in my mind the way I think they're going to go, I can afford to take this one hit in reputation. I don't want to risk taking a hit in Unity, because ideally I want Mother to recover. I need Unity to be at 8 for that. This is going to do exactly what I said I didn't want to do. So with the land dispute between Basil Young and Sir Elavila, I am going to terminate the rental agreements, which is going to drop my justice down to 2, which is going to piss off the common folk, but it gets my reputation up to 4, which is more important than the way the commoners feel, so they need to just grow up. Marvellous. So with the crowded square, so this is my punishment for letting justice drop down to 2. There is, funnily enough, a crowd in the square outside the prefecture. They're demanding that, you know, they be taken a little bit more seriously. Before I've had the mob dispersed, that knocks down my unity because Gloria's in the crowd. However, if I grant their request, that bumps my justice up to 4 and my career down to 3, which is okay. It doesn't affect my unity, and Gloria even likes me a little bit more. And we've never done it before, so, you know, one of them answers as to why this is a good idea. Pick one of them, go with that, and we're moving on. You promise the people to do what they ask as a representative of the prefecture. Yes, I do. You call out for Freudman Schmidt, one of the leaders of the common folk. The demands of the people will be heard, you tell him, and their petition will be referred to Overseer Gaius Tempest. As a judge, you readily assure them that the Empire protects all its subjects in equal measure. Well said, sir. Hey, Judge Brante just promised the Overseer has got to accept our demands. Hooray! The square roars with approval. You hear Gloria's exuberant cries somewhere in the human sea. You furrow your brow. That's not quite what you said. Yeah, mark my words, Judge Brante. Soon they'll be saying you promised to get rid of the taxes and the Archduke and the lots. I think I'll stay here and keep order. You better go with them and collect their petitions for the Overseer like you promised. Several leaders of the march follow you into the prefecture to petition Overseer Gaius Tempest. Elborn meets the commoners inside, surprisingly composed. You're welcome to join me in my office. Bronte, could you please return to the square and see if that crowd is dispersed? Judge Carlo Folkraven catches sight of you in the hallway. He almost crushes you against the wall. Have you lost your minds, Bronte? You should have scattered them up and put them in their place, not pampered them. Those commoners have us wrapped round their finger now. And what madness made you agree to drag the Overseer himself into this? He'll be forced to respond to their petition now. Do you have any idea what this means for the prefecture, or for your career for that matter? You manage to slip away from Carlo Folkraven without saying a word. Once you're outside at last, the square is almost empty of people, to your great relief. Well, everything's in order, Sir Bronte. As soon as you left, the loud girl in men's clothing climbed up on a barrel and shouted that it was time for the people to hold up their end of the bargain. And then they up and left. I never thought it could have ended this peacefully. But is it truly over? Your heart fills with uncertainty as you slowly cast your gaze over the square and what remains of the mob. The common people got what they wanted today, and it was all thanks to you. See, just because I'm a bad guy, doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. That's right, I just quoted Wreck-It Ralph, I'm not even sorry. Perfect. A gift for the family. Archduke Melanidas has sent us a box of riches to try and win our favour, but we're a Gaius Tempest household. Thank you very much. So we're going to give the jewels to prominent nobles, which bumps our scheming, diplomacy, and reputation. Which is just... Mwah. Damn you to hell, Thomas Guerrero. I'd forgotten about this. So Thomas has come back to town. He's made some powerful enemies, Doris on, and he wants to have dinner. I have to have dinner with him, because I just have to. That knocks my reputation down by 1. Maxes out my willpower again, but still, stupid Thomas. Although, to be fair, this is probably the last nice thing I'm going to do for you, so... I hope it was tasty. So, the newspaper case. So, the common folk have set up a newspaper for themselves in the Lesser Quorum, saying unpleasant things about the nobility. The nobility, funnily enough, aren't a big fan of that, so they've asked us to shut it down. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to seize it because reputation boost, wealth boost, scheming boost. However, career and justice both go down, which is not good. Career does go to 2, which means that will trigger something. I can't remember what that triggers and if I can claw my way out of it, but I'm going to try. So we'll seize it and piss off everybody in the process, but not my reputation and wealth, which are really the only things I care about at the moment. And hopefully I have not just boned myself. I remember Chutes and Ladders. Basically everyone hates me, and they're all conspiring against me, and I can't really do my job anymore because people won't let me. So I can ask Father Help, which knocks down reputation, and null my decisions, which drops justice down to 0. Continue the fight, which drops career down to 1 and ups my valor. Annulling my decisions is that's a non-starter because I can't have justice hit 0. I could do continue the fight, which drops my career down to 1. Because that puts my valor at 20. I don't know if I ever need my valor to be at 20, but I guess that's a thing. Or... I'm going to take that. No, I'm going to ask Father for help. I'm going to take the hit on reputation because I know I can get that back. And this puts career in a much safer position. So justice is still, I think, on 3, which isn't great, but hopefully I can do something about that. I'm in that danger territory of just sitting on the fence, which is never a good thing at all. With the call of the ancestors, I'm going to side with Father in the argument between him and Stephan and just make Stephan understand that no, Robert is in fact the head of this family. You, young man, can, to use an expression my grandfather and father used to say, wind your neck in, son. Oh, I just called my dad my father, that's weird. Why, Unity's at 9. Positively drowning in happy family feelings. For now. We've been summoned to Serpenverda by one Lady Octavia who wishes to possess us for her lady's pleasure. And I'm going to submit to her because that boosts my reputation. I will be your plaything, Lady Octavia. I am a mere human. I cannot even begin to be equal to your Archnean supremacy. Now gimme my reputation. So that needs to go up by 2 more points, and I am golden. Crap. Brothers in misery. I can either ask Father for help, get Stephan and Nathan out of trouble, which knocks down reputation and unity, which is kind of okay. Well, more for unity, not such a good thing for reputation. Or I can refuse to help, which knocks reputation down by 2, so no. Because now I'm very concerned about reputation. So ask Father for help. I'm getting a little concerned about this now. I think I still have plenty of time to go to get back that reputation, but I am concerned. Ooh, interestingly, the case of Father Mark, we can take this in a different direction. So every other time I either judged him or handed him over to the Inquisition. However, if I set him free, that knocks my career down to 3, which is okay, and I get +2 wealth, which is good, and scheming, which is good. So Father Mark has not violated any Imperial law. If the Inquisition wants him so badly, they can catch him on their own. Makes sense? It doesn't, but for the purpose of this, it makes perfect sense. You tell Sister Jeanne that, regardless of the situation, legal action is required, and legal action takes time. Then make haste, Your Honour. When it comes to protecting the faith, my order will brook no delay. The Inquisitor leaves your office clearly displeased. You're left alone in your office with Father Mark. He's still as calm as before, eyeing you, waiting for you to speak. You admit that Mark, as a priest, has not violated any Imperial law with his sermon, and you're no Inquisitor, and thus not qualified to judge the truth or falsehoods of his teachings. Oh, you're demonstrating a will of your own, my friend. Well done, Your Honour. This is your first step towards freedom. Oh, yours, not mine. Oh, your fellow judges won't understand your decision, but you mustn't let that cloud your judgment. Handing me over to the Inquisition would spark far more than a single pyre. The Inquisition would gladly break every Imperial law you have. You have protected the authority of the Prefecture. Well done. Although I can't say you will be free of this predicament anytime soon, but then again, I'm sure one of my many patrons will be happy to soften the blow with a helping of earthly boons. But we have a more pressing matter to discuss right now, don't we? You summon Captain Linad once again and give him your instructions. Father Mark is to be taken to the Prefecture jail, and mysteriously disappear from his cell during the changing of the guard at night. You'll close the case before then, so there'll be no need for a manhunt. Linad chuckles knowingly and sets off to follow his orders. You fill out the necessary paperwork. No violation of Imperial law found, case closed, you write. Then file the aborted case against Father Mark away in a box. The Inquisition learns of this only days later. Sister Jeanne bursts into your office, beside herself with rage. You call yourself a judge after this, Sir Brante? How dare you defy the Inquisition? Protecting a heretic like Father Mark shows you for the fool and apostate you truly are. We had him, but thanks to you, the Marknian heresy will continue poisoning the souls of those whose faith is weak. Hundreds and hundreds will follow Father Mark to the foot of the pillar in the hereafter. You will be responsible for their eternal torment, Sir Brante. And rest assured, the Inquisition will not forget this. You return home, exhausted by a long day of threats and accusations. What awaits you back home, however, it's a pleasant surprise. A treasure trove of fine wines straight from the cellar of Cassius, Patriarch of Mara. Your servants tell you the wine came with a letter. Sir Brante, please enjoy this wine. Savour your earthly life before the twins snatch it away as well. Okay. We are affluent. We are an affluent, schemy family. I guess that's a good thing. With the case against Otten building, Augustine Elborn wants to use Thomas because he knows of Thomas's predicament with Otten. I am just going to let Thomas roam freely, which bumps my career back up to 4, which is nice. The Festival of the Silver Tree with Gloria's forlornness, her not being able to read her poetry at the table. I'm going to appeal to Mother, which puts our unity back up to 9. Gloria dislikes me immensely, but you know what? I'm sorry. And also don't care. I'm feeling pretty good about Unity at the moment. Ooh, and a rendezvous with Octavia, so I should be able to get some more reputation out of this. So yes, I can ask her for her assistance, which puts my reputation up to 6, which is not probably good enough, but I mean, it's better than nothing. Okay, the road to the top. So Remiel Vermin sent me a letter asking for a meeting, and he wants me to work with him to help stop Augustine Elborn from helping people. So I will agree. because it ups my career and my justice, and that's good things. And with the search for evidence against Otten, I'm just gonna not waste my time because I don't want to die again, and I don't feel like I need to die. Although that does get me scheming, doesn't it? I'm just not going to waste my time. The willpower may help me. It may not help me. I'm not sure. I feel like I've made some poor decisions at the start of this chapter. So I think everything's in a good position, but I think reputation's going to be the problem. So I feel like I'm going to have to restart this and change a few things, but we'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll be able to pull it together at the last minute. Okay, I'm going to agree to help Stephan because I need to help him, because if I don't, he'll go ahead with his plan to marry off Gloria and she'll end up running away. Whereas if I'm involved, she won't. And she has a chance at a happy life. So because my career's now at 8, I've got an audience with the Overseer, so I need to take the envelope and gain the Overseer's trust, which puts my career at max and diplomacy at max. Neither of these things really help me, but there we are. Some reputation would have been nice, but, you know, it's fine, whatever. So our introduction to the Latari Society, a realm unknown. We have been sent to investigate. We find out it's Octavia running the Latari Society. So I think I'm going to legitimise the circle, which gets me diplomacy, which is irrelevant, theology, which is irrelevant, knocks down a bit of willpower, which is fine, and gets me up to 9 wealth. So we might... I actually have a chance here of maxing out wealth, which I've never done before, and I think there is an achievement for that. I'm pretty sure I've never done it. I need to check. I have not. This is a lavish lifestyle achievement, so we might be able to get that one as well. I'm not particularly holding out hope that we will, but, you know, we might. This is why I'm glad I didn't take that other death earlier. Threats and promises. So, Otten knows about the case that Elborn's building and wants me to stop it immediately. I'm going to say, no sir, and retaliate against him, which is going to kill me, but that maxes out my valor, knocks down 5 willpower, I die, but my reputation goes up to 7. Which is good. Just need 1 more point of reputation. 1 more. I'm sure I'm going to be able to claw that out somewhere. Say hello to the wealthiest family of Anazot, people. So, nobleman's honour. El Corvio has murdered a man in a duel, which is... it's bad behaviour, young man. So, I'm going to sentence him to capital punishment, which knocks my career down to 9, my justice up to 5, and my wealth up to 10. And El Corvio dies. That's good, because that man is a scumbag. Yay, prosperous house. Oh, give me that achievement. Give me that achievement. Fine, don't give me the achievement then. Maybe I'll give it to me in a minute. A family of means. Over the past few years, your family has grown wealthy beyond imagination. Whatever money you had, you took good care of and made more, all thanks to your uncanny aptitude for profit. The word hardship is long forgotten at home. Whatever luxury you crave, you can afford it. The entire city knows the Brante family is an affluent one. It's late in the evening on a sultry summer night. The sun has set, but the heat still lingers in the garden. Father slowly measures the porch with his steps, striding from one corner to the other. Oh my son, look how we've prospered. If you ask me, we Brontes have grown too used to our humble way of life. We don't have to be thrifty anymore. Let's invest our wealth in the family. We won't run out of money anytime soon. You've done so much to ensure our prosperity, son. It's only fair for you to decide on where we should invest our fortune. You cast a glance over the family estate, thinking, how will you spend your wealth? Ooh, okay, so we can invest in the house, which ups the unity to 10, which is great. Host a gala, which ups the reputation to 8, which is perfect. Or expand the library, which ups a lot of other stuff. We're going to host a gala, because a reputation, we've got all this money, why not rub it in everyone's face? It's time the noble families of Anazot learned the extent of the Bronte's prosperity. You suggest to father that the family should host a grand party for the entire city. At last, you have the money to afford a luxurious gala that will satisfy even the most demanding tastes. A gala of our own? Excellent idea, my son. Money comes and goes, but the memory of a great gala will endure. And so you begin the preparations. Money and effort are no object. Soon, the most esteemed nobles of Anazot receive the invitations, marvels of calligraphy on delicate, perfumed paper. Your family estate is too small and humble to provide for every guest, So you rent a country manor from an old noble dynasty and hire an army of servants to whip it into shape, prepare the feast, and serve the guests. The gala is immaculate, splendid, perfect. With a smile, you watch the city's nobles, dazzled and awed by your work. All this majesty afforded by a humble family of the mantle. The night ends with your pride and joy, a marvellous, colourful fireworks display. It illuminates the skies above Anazot like a miracle. Father was right, the gala will not soon be forgotten by the city of Anazot. 2 rights. Now give me my achievement. Achievement! The Brante family becomes known throughout the city for its wealth. Oh, so if nothing else, we've got that achievement. That's another one ticked off the list. So with the hunt for Thomas, I'm just gonna not get involved, and Thomas is gonna die. But it's him or me, and my reputation. And you know how I feel about my reputation at this point. I certainly value it more than Thomas. The noble lot brings out a very nasty side of me, and I don't think I care for it. Philippe El Ferro has come to see me, and he said he claims he's hunting the last straw. He's given me a list of people who says are connected to the last straw, and he needs them arrested immediately. So every other time I've protected people on the list, which seems good apart from the hit in reputation, which I don't want. I am going to conduct an investigation, because that ups the career and justice, ups my scheming, and knocks wealth down by 1. That's fine, I can afford to take a 1 hit on wealth, so I'm going to do this. So before doing anything to the people on El Ferro's list, you must find proof of their guilt first. Because it's the law. You rise from your chair, ready to answer the advisor. You can't fulfill his request until you have legal grounds for arresting and executing these people. You serve the law, and you will never break it, no matter what you might stand to gain. You will not falsify a case, and you will not hang people on unproven charges. You're willing to investigate the people from the advisor's list thoroughly and punish the guilty, but only if you find proof that they're involved in the insurgency. Baron El Ferro winces in displeasure at these words. Brante, can't you see we're not dealing with ordinary outlaws here? We're fighting an insurgency that's declared war on the Empire. There's no time for the usual formalities. You have to understand that, thanks to your indecisiveness, those insurgents will roam free and fashion new bombs for more attacks. But you insist. You will not send anyone to the gallows without evidence. Either you do things your way, or the aristocracy will soon be talking about the abuse of power at the hands of the Secret Chancellery. You will see to that. For a while, Philippe considers your words. Very well, Brante, have it your way. Begin your investigation, but if another bomb goes off in Anazot in the meantime, it will be on your head. And then, a promising servant of the Empire will stand trial along with the insurgents and their accomplice. I have a handful of good friends as well, Sir Judge. Philippe leaves without saying goodbye. And so you begin a lengthy investigation. This was your idea, which means you have to pay the gendarmes and informants out of your own pockets. The gendarmes in your employ tail every man and woman from the list for the next fortnight. For a long while, none of your suspects does anything suspicious. Over the course of these 2 weeks, you come to bitterly regret getting involved in this business, but Philippe left you no choice. You will either find the truth or get tried along with the insurgents. Baron El Ferro did not look like a man who makes empty threats. Disappointed with this fruitless surveillance, you're about to call it off when one of the commoners suddenly signals to the others to meet. Your raid catches them by surprise in an abandoned house on the edge of the city. Much to your chagrin, the Secret Chancellery was right. You arrest them just as they're plotting another attack. A map of the city hall on the table, a stockpile of weapons and bombs are found in the house. The litigation is quick. You have all the evidence you need against the insurgents. Every one of them is sentenced to death by hanging. Another last straw cell is no more. Their bodies now dangle in the wind by the still rotting rebels who tried to kill the magistrate. Oof. Well, I'll be damned. Philippe was correct. To help move along our plan for marrying off Gloria, I need to enlist Mother's help. We're going to influence Gloria through Mother, which knocks reputation down to 8. Unity down to 8, which is okay. We can afford that. We can't afford for it to go any lower than that. Not if we want Mummy Dearest to survive, which obviously we do. So, with justice for all, Arkney and Anthony Thess has seemingly sided with the rebellion. He murdered a few legionnaires, which is, not a great thing to have done. So he's been arrested and we are trying him. I am going to acquit him and clear him of all charges, because my career is currently at 10. which is too high. So that could be done with taking down a peg or two. And justice is fine, it's in the middle ground, that's okay. And my wealth goes up. So I have literally nothing to lose here. Now it's time to save Mother's life with the power of our love. That knocks my willpower down by 10, but thankfully I'm swimming in willpower and puts unity up to 9. So Mother survives and everyone is happy, especially me. And I mean that as in me personally, because it always makes me sad when I have to let her die. I think we're going to do this, you know. I had my doubts, but I think we're going to do it. Just to further cement our reputation with transformation, so we've been sent to find Octavia by Archduke Melanidas. We arrive at a Lartari ritual too late. She has already... and she has died and been reborn as ex-Octavia. So we're going to demand that she be returned to her family. And my reputation goes up to 9. The time for dueling is upon us. So Gloria has been married off, and Stephan has decided now is the right time to say, yes, now she's gone, we're never going to speak to her again. So we're going to challenge him to a duel. And I really hope I can win. Parry is going to knock my unity down to 7. Resort to dirty tricks is going to knock my unity down to 7. Perish is just not going to happen. Okay, so it's become favoured by the Overseer. We need to have a unity... oh, okay. We need a unity of 3. Okay, well I resorted to dirty tricks before because that was the only thing I could do. So I'm going to parry this time because, you know, if I'm going to do this, I may as well do it proper. But let's do it. Oh, Stephan. The sword swishes through the air. But your hands act faster than you think. You turn around just in time. In a flash, your brother's blade recoils, deflected. Stephan barely stifles a gasp of surprise. How the... Stephan is the one who's defenseless now. You waste no time retaliating. The blow hits home. Your sword runs through your brother's chest. Stephan staggers back, a look of surprise on his face. A strange gurgling noise comes out of his throat as he falls to his knees. His eyes grow dim now. The tiniest red dots blot his dress shirt. Stephan's lips move. His voice is less than a whisper. You lean closer to hear him. You win. A noble victory. Proud of you, brother. A faint smile glimmers on his lips as his face loses all colour. You listen, there are no more words. Only his breathing, weak and hoarse. Stephan falls prone on the cold, hard ground, coughing up blood, convulsing, shaking. Then at last, he grows still. Stephan Brante, your elder brother, has died his true death in your arms. You take Stephan's lifeless body home. He'll rest in the family crypt now. Stephan's soul will join the family's blood tide, an unseen spectre watching over you all. The home is quiet. Silence rings in your ears. Father awaits you at the door, his face a frozen mask of grief and pain. So you are the one who's returned. I have no words, Niklaus. A long moment passes before Father speaks again. If only I knew your quarrel would cost me one of my sons, or I should have you arrested for an attempted duel. But Stephan would never have allowed that. Twins, damn it! Father collapses in an armchair, hiding his face in his hands. It takes some time before he has enough strength to speak again. But there's nothing that can be done now. The judgment of noble honour has been rendered. We must accept this loss. I have lost my firstborn son, my heir. Very well, Niklaus. You are now the family's eldest son, the heir of the Brante family. Remember this. You are now responsible for the fate of our family, or what's left of it. You withdraw to your room, wash the blood off your shoulder, and collapse onto the bed. You're overwhelmed by memories. You remember your brother leading you by the hand through the yard. You remember sitting on the big table on the porch, poking each other in the arm. You remember marching through the streets of Anazotz at night looking for Gloria. You remember Stephan embracing you tightly when you returned from the capital. Soon, you see Stephan for the last time at his funeral. Your elder brother's body is now gone forever, reposing in the depths of the crypt. Did he reach the peak of the shining pillar, or was he doomed to suffer at the foot for all eternity? The family is quiet. They'll not meet your eyes. Well, I mean, he's fully at the foot of the pillar, isn't he? Because he was the worst. But either way, I'm the heir now, so go me. And now all the pieces have fallen into place. I had my doubts. I thought I'd screwed it up, but it turns out we're good. We are going to become members of the Overseer's entourage. I'm assuming there's no different in these two, except this one's better. And I better get the bloody achievement. If I don't, I'm going to be very upset with you, game. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So obviously Stephan was quite an integral part in the next section, being the heir of the family. But now, it's me. It's my time to shine. The long preparation for the journey is finally over. You've packed your finest garments and a length of luxurious fabric has been embroidered with your family crest. For this occasion, you must look your best. A 4-in-hand carriage awaits at the gate of the estate. Your entire family is leaving for Castle Enery, where Overseer Gaius Tempest is holding a reception of the utmost importance. You spend several long days riding the dusty high road. Then, finally, you watch from the carriage window as Gaius Tempest's impregnable citadel emerges from behind the craggy mountains. A cavalry detachment of the Overseer's Guard escort you along the last stretch of road to the gate. Beyond the gate lies the Overseer's residence. You're ushered into a grand hall, already teeming with pacing nobles from the Overseer's court. Beneath this tall stone vault, matters are resolved, deals are brokered, and alliances are made. The Overseer's throne is unoccupied for now. Not far from the rest you see several noble families who have come from all over Margra. They're petitioners for the hereditary title, anxiously awaiting Gaius Tempest's judgment. You join them in the centre of the hall. Then, suddenly, everyone falls silent. Gaius Tempest himself enters the room. Dressed in finery, the Archnean takes his place upon the throne. He casts a keen eye over the assembly, then gestures imperiously towards you. Approach. Following Father's lead, you kneel before the Overseer's throne. Your Grace, the Brante family has come to hear and obey your supreme will. For a long moment, Gaius Tempest's face is cold and expressionless as he studies each and every one of you. Then, the Overseer allows himself a benevolent smile. I have heard the name Brante quite often in recent years. It brings me joy to see you before me now. You have proven yourself in word and deed as loyal followers who respect Imperial order and maintain a clean reputation. I, Gaius of the Tempest dynasty, hereby grant your petition and mercifully bestow upon the Brante bloodline the hereditary title of Nobles of the Sword. Bring forth the Blue Book. The Blue Book bears the names of every noble dynasty in the province. It comes to rest in Gaius Tempest's hands. The descendants of the noble bloodline of Brante shall henceforth be born into the noble lot, and so it shall be for all eternity, so long as the Empire endures and prospers. The nobles of the Overseer's court bow their heads before you. This is it, the long-awaited triumph of the Brante family. And now, as ancient tradition dictates, may the heir of the bloodline inscribe the name of the Brante in the Blue Book, wherein it shall dwell forever. Step 4, heir. Oh, that's me. You approach the throne with your head held high, your every movement watched by the courts. Elegantly, you bow down before the Overseer. With an avuncular gesture, he beckons for you to stand tall. Sir Nicolaus Brante, I expected your brother Stephan to stand before me at this moment, but it seems his fate has led him elsewhere. One day the title of the Brante Patriarch will fall to you, as will the honourable duty that comes with it. Bear it with honour. Now, inscribe the names of your bloodline upon the exalted pages of the Empire. You bow your head to the Overseer as he presents you with the quill and the heavy metal-bound book. A solemn silence falls. The Blue Book is before you, open to an empty page. Your heart skips a beat as the quill delicately inscribes upon it. The Brante bloodline of Anazot, whose crest beareth an oaken branch. The quill guides across the paper, and you feel a quiet, cold wind blowing from behind you. The shades of your ancestors are watching. Then a deep, hard voice you've known since childhood rings in your ears. So, grandson, how far you've come. I was always tough on you, I always treated you harshly, but you never let anyone bring you down. You made yourself a judge and a nobleman. You rescued our families from strife, and you earned us a title. I, your father, you yourself, we will all remain in the noble blood tide when our mortal lives end. Now our family will never perish into darkness. Immortality awaits us all. You've made me proud, my grandson. You turn around, but he's not there. You see only your family beaming with jubilation. Father is beyond proud, and now he's the one bowing to you. My heir. Your family has been ennobled by the sword. You are more than just a judge made noble to serve the law. Your very blood is now endowed with nobility. The fate of the El Brontes now rests in your hands. Oh, achievement! Yes! It's always nice to have goals and to actually do them. I mean, I just had the one goal and I've succeeded in 2, so today has been a good day. So it looks like the only option I have for ending this is the March of the Serpents, which isn't great. I don't want it to go into the revolt like that, so I'm going to warn Elborn, and I'm going to die in the process, but it's okay. I should still have enough stats to do a different ending. If I end up with True Death, I end up with True Death. It's not really the end of the world, is it? Ah! I forgot that I didn't get the evidence. Oops. Well, now I'm gonna die. So I can't do anything with Otten. I should have done the March of the Serpent, shouldn't I? So he's come to the prefecture demanding I burn the case. I have no option but to burn the case against him. Last time I did this, I ended up dead. So, yay for me. To be fair, it wouldn't be the worst stopping point in the world. I've got everything I wanted. I can kind of die happy, I guess. Yeah, there we go. There it is. True Death. As I was leaving the prefecture one evening, I get basically sucker punched, knocked out, thrown into the back of a wagon and taken to the outskirts of the city, where I have to face Otten in a duel, blindfolded, of course. I don't even stand a chance because it's Otten, and I die. No, I was kind of hoping to get to the end of the revolt there, but yeah, c'est la vie. This is the way that the life and suffering of Ser Brante is. Ser Brante giveth, Ser Brante taketh away. And I'm going to send myself to the peak of the pillar, because why not? I wasn't too much of a dick. Okay, so it wasn't a great ending, but it doesn't matter because we've got all the different endings. It would have just been kind of recycling what we've done before. So if anything, this was a different ending. I'm not even buying that, and I'm the one that said it. But either way, we had a goal going into this. We succeeded in that goal, and we also became the wealthiest family in Anazot while we were doing it. So that is not too bad. I got everything I wanted. I died, sure, but I got everything I wanted, and then died. So it was okay. So that is the end of the Noble playthroughs. We are done, I think. If there's anything else I need to do in Nobility, let me know, leave me a comment, because there are still some secret achievements that I don't know what they are, obviously, because they're secret. So if you know of any that are related to Nobility, let me know. But I think next time we're going to run through Priesthood again, because there's a few things. I'm going to look at the achievements, figure out what I need to do, because there's still a few things we need to do with Priesthood. So the Willists is one of them. So we need to join the Willists and do that arc. I think there is a way in Priesthood to basically go against the gods completely. So I think I need to keep everything neutral and let Patriarch Cassius win at the end. Maybe. I'm not sure. I need to look into that. Yeah, so we've got a few things to look out for on that. And that is what will be coming next. Until then, if you want to check this out for yourself, then the link to the game page is in the description. If there's any particular angle you want to see, or think I've forgotten something, then let me know, leave me a comment, and I will make sure to cover it. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you to everyone so far who's been watching and commenting. It really does mean a lot, and I love talking about this game to people. It's great. If you've enjoyed this video, then why don't you go ahead and the like button, the member of the wealthiest family in all the land that is the subscribe button, make sure you that bad boy. And until next time, love you, bye.